Hiya, I'm Carl.
I'm George.
And we are Abergele TV.
Carl, we're sitting in your garden on a beautiful spring morning. What do you reckon?
It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, enough of this. Let's go on with the video.
He winked, didn't he?
No, I didn't, but I will now.
Hi, Abergele TV is back here at the Abergele Western Gateway, and we're really here to see if we can help clarify the conversations that are taking place on Facebook about the development of the old Slaters site and the B Hotel. Now, as we know, the B Hotel is going to be pulled down and it's going to be rebuilt, and we're going to go round to the B Hotel to have a look at the building as it is now and just talk about some of the issues that sit within the planning application. So while we're going round there, have a listen to what the group CEO of Cartrevi Conway had to say about the B Hotel. So what's the objective of all of this?
Right, okay, well, basically, you know, we purchased this site, must be 4 or 5 years ago now, from the old Slaters car works, and it's kind of, a really important space for Abergele. So part of our development is working with Llangrichlo College about the B Hotel and how that could be repurposed. But because of the time it takes to get a regeneration off the ground with all the partners and the finances.
Okay, here we are at the B Hotel on Market Street in Abergele, and you can see the B behind me, and what I have in my hands really are part of the planning application or the planning details that are available online, and we'll put that in the description where you can see these plans. And things I'm going to pull out of this just for clarification as to what's happening. First off, they estimate there's going to be about 76 students. There's going to be 10 staff and 2 administrative staff. For all of those personnel that are expected to be at what's going to be a college, yeah, and it's going to look like this building. It's going to be a facsimile of this building, and it's going to provide 24 parking spaces in total. Now, I understand that the idea is that people will come in on the bus, they'll ride, they'll walk, and a couple of people will actually drive in. Now, the problem is, in my opinion, okay, is that the parking probably needs to be rethought, and maybe the town council wants to think about this again, because there's only limited parking here, and there is parking in Tesco's, but the more frail members of the community tend to take advantage of the parking at the library. Now, I'm pretty certain that the students who drive in will want to park there. Now, for every student that parks there, that's one less member of the community that wants to go shopping in the town that can't, because they can't park. So I think that's something that needs to be thought about. The other thing that needs to be thought about as well, and I think it's a probably non-event, but I can clearly remember application being put forward for a radio mast for the mobile network down at the Tesco's roundabout. But at that particular time, the local population objected strongly for it, because certain members perceived that it would fry our brains and it would cause cancer, and that we didn't have a mast in town. However, after that application being rejected, what actually happened was that they removed the false chimney off of the B Hotel, and there it was, a mast, yeah, a radio mast. Which brings my next point of interest. If they're going to knock this building down and that mast's going to go, how's that going to affect our mobile network, our reception for the use of mobiles? Because we certainly turned down the application that was put forward for the new mast down at the roundabout. Anyway, We're now going to go back to the gateway and we'll talk about the other half of this building application. Right, here we are back again at the Abergele Western Gateway, and there's a lot of conversation taking place on Facebook, and some various people have contacted us as well at Abergele TV, asking if we know anything about this development. Well, of course we do, because we came here for the opening of the Abergele Western Gateway when we interviewed the group CEO, Andrew Bowden. So what we'll do to start with, is we'll have a listen to what Andrew Bowden got to say about the development of this area.
But instead of just having a space which is going to have a sign that say to be developed, we thought, how can we actually use this to actually improve and give an opportunity for people to enjoy this space, which is just absolutely fantastic. So there isn't a timescale. It isn't something that, it's not, we don't believe it will be here on a permanent basis, but it's certainly going to be here for a substantial amount of time to allow us to think through, to make sure what we do here eventually is what the community really wants.
That's brilliant. Andrew, I know you're busy, so thank you very much indeed for your time. Okay, as you heard from Andrew Bowden, the group CEO, the area at the back here now, which is the old Slaters buildings, is all back for reconsideration as to what to do with it, and it's going to take a while they do it, and they've promised to consult with the community as to what it could be best used for. And as we already know, the Abergele Western Gateway project, which is a temporary project which everybody loves, they think it's absolutely great because it provides seating and all that good stuff, will be put back into the pot. So it's not going to be assisted living as we all thought. I know it originally was planned to be that, but it's no longer that. It's all back in the pot, as you've just heard. So hopefully at Abergele TV we've managed to provide a little bit of clarity as to what's taking place here at the B Hotel and the Abergele Gateway, Western Gateway. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you again at some later date.